Hi.
Hey.
Um, so I think the last time we spoke, I was in the process of trying to look for a job and trying to conceive. So the good news is I got a job.
Congratulations.
Um, Thanks. So after a year, like something shifted, and all of a sudden I started getting a lot of offers. So I had my choice, which was great. So I guess the problem is, so now that I'm in this job, so I'm in finance, and I was kind of told that the previous person in my role was kind of making a mess of things, and we got audited and got like big red flags, and I really come and like shift things around there. But the issue with me trying to shift things is that people don't necessarily like change, I'm finding. So
Yep.
people are giving me a hard time,
Yep.
because, like, oh, we didn't have to do this before, or yada, yada, like to the point where I'm now bringing home this kind of stress. I feel stressed every day, stressed to go to work. I come home and I just have anxiety. I got sick this week, so I called in sick yesterday and today, and I have so much guilt about being sick that, you know, people might think I'm lying. I don't know why. I just have this guilt and something that people, I don't like it when people don't like me. And now it's like, for a while, I think people might not like me because of what I have to do.
Yep.
And I think that's really affecting my ability to conceive too. I thought maybe once I get into a good place with work, that would help. But now I just feel like I'm like in a rougher place than where I started before.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to adjust my thoughts on that.
So the first thing you gotta do is stop giving a crap about what people think of you.
I know, and it's so hard for me to do that. I feel like I've always, coming from my mother, I've grown up always like that. So now it's like, oh shit, how do I do that?
Okay. So are you willing to step out of your mom's stories about what you should think about what other people think?
Yes.
So in your job, are you trying to help the company?
Yes.
Are you trying to make everyone's lives better?
Yes.
Okay. So if you know that, then stop giving a crap how people are reacting to it, because people, like you said, people hate change and people hate doing things the same way.
But some of them are actually mean to me.
Yeah. And I've been in that situation in several companies that I've gone into, because I come in and I'm expecting everyone to do their best. And people have been used to just doing what they're doing, which isn't often their best. It's just doing what gets them by and gets them a paycheck. And so when you start pushing people to be better, pushing people to change it and do things in different ways, they're going to be pushing back and they're going to be mean. And the reason they're being mean is because they've created their safe little world, and now you're saying, no, that world's not going to exist anymore. So they're trying to protect their world. They're trying to be right when you're saying things are now different, and people hate not being right. So don't take it personally. You have to look at it so that they're trying to protect their reality. That's why they're being mean. They're coming from a place of insecurity, and trying to get you to change what you're doing so that they just feel safe and secure the way they've been feeling all this time. Now, if you keep persisting and you start getting results and you start showing them that this is better for everyone in the long run, they're going to shift with you. So one of the companies I worked for, I got in there and I made so many changes in the first 3 weeks. The entire staff hated me, and they were vocal about it in our meetings and stuff. And but then we kept going, and the products we started putting out started getting better and better. And there was a time, I think it's like a month before I was about to leave that company, one of the developers came up to me. He said, "Have you ever thought of starting your own company?" And I said, "I've thought about it." Why? He said, "Because if you do, the entire development team is willing to leave with you." It was just like, oh, okay. The one that wanted to kill me when I arrived. Okay. But people aren't used to the new way, so they're going to fight.
Yeah, and people are really questioning my judgment and my ability to do things. They think because I'm new, it's because I don't know what I'm doing, but
Yep.
It's really the opposite. It's really
Yep.
because I know what I'm doing and the previous person didn't.
Yeah.
But they don't know that, so
So
they're giving me a hard time. And yeah.
my big response when situations like that come up and they're saying, well, this is not the way the other person did that, and this is not what we're used to, then you have to look and say, okay, the company has all these issues and it's being audited. So how well did that work?
Well, here's the thing though. So when I got hired, the boss, who's no longer with us, so I've only been there 2 months, but the woman who hired me pretty much told me that she doesn't want everyone else to know about these audits and these problems because she doesn't want the previous person to look bad. She doesn't want to put blame on. So it's like I have to change things without putting down the other person, which isn't like a nice thing to do anyway, but I can't even tell people why, I'm making drastic changes.
Well, you still can. You can just say, this is more efficient. This works better. This will save you time in the long run. This will save a lot of headaches in the long run. I know it doesn't seem like that now because you're used to doing what you're doing. But what I'm trying to do is make life better for everyone.
Right.
And if they still are resisting and still coming at you, you still have to stay true to you. You're doing what's best for everyone. They're going to fight just like small children sometimes until they get used to the new way of doing things.
Yeah, I guess my question is, how do I manage my own reactions to that? Like, I have a hard time with that, with so many people now not liking me.
So it is, instead of taking it personally, just understand where they are and acknowledge where they are and say, okay, they're just doing that because they're scared, right? Or they're upset, or they're trying to protect themselves. It's really nothing to do with you personally. It's them protecting their world, right? And so when you look at it from their point of view and come at it from a compassionate point of view, and just understand they're going through this change process, and this is their way of reacting, right? That they would do it with any person that came in and was doing with what you're doing. It's not about you personally, it's about the change itself. And that helps you to disengage from that and be able to deal with all the crap. A little technique that I learned way back that works for a lot of people is also when you get home, there's a story about this man that had a trouble rock, and it was just outside the door of his house. And what he'd do is he'd come home, and just before he got in the house, he'd put his hand on the trouble rock and say, "Trouble rock, I'm giving you all my problems from work. Can you hold on to them while I go in my house?" And then he went in his house, and he had a wonderful time with his family, didn't think about work, did his thing. And in the morning, he came out, touched the trouble rock and said, "Trouble rock, okay, I'm going back to work. You can give me back all the problems so I can take them back to work and deal with it." And then went to work. And it's just getting in that sort of frame of mind when you come home so you don't have to bring work home with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so are you willing to destroy the belief that if people are not liking what you're doing, you're being a bad person?
Yes.
Are you willing to destroy the belief that you have to let other people's emotions affect you?
Yes.
Ooh. And are you willing to destroy the belief that this is how it's always going to be at work now?
Yes.
And if you really want, you can have a discussion with your boss and say, listen, they don't know what's going on, so they hate me for what I'm doing. Can we have some sort of solution or plan so that they have more understanding of why this is going on? And see what your boss says.
Well, that boss left, and now I have a temporary manager, and she's actually the one who's giving me the hardest time because she really doesn't know.
Oh, she doesn't? Wow.
What happened. So, yeah, it's really weird.
That's interesting that you created that.
So, what do you mean that I created that?
You create every situation in your life. So for some reason, you decided you got to get rid of the old boss and get in one that doesn't like you as well.
Well, the old boss was leaving before I got there. I just
Okay.
found out when I got there. And then this new one is just temporary. We have another new one coming in September.
Okay.
This temporary one is like amongst the people that were doing everything the wrong way and wants to continue doing it that way because she doesn't realize.
Oh, so she was already in the company. She's just temporarily promoted until someone comes. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Like acting.
Okay. So are you ugh, are you battling the company?
No.
Okay, that's not coming up as true. So are you willing to step out of the story that it's you against the company?
Yes.
Ooh, that was a big one. Okay, how's that feel? Better, worse, same, or different?
Same.
Okay. So what would it look like if people came into harmony with what your plan is?
I don't know. I guess I would feel less at war.
Yep.
And maybe that's a challenge for me because I don't know how to do things without having challenges.
Ah,
Yeah, that's interesting. That just came up.
yeah. So because it looked like you didn't know what to do if they actually worked with you. So the belief that you need to create challenges in order to succeed, are you willing to destroy? Ouch! Are you willing to destroy that?
Yes.
The belief that work needs to be hard, are you willing to destroy that?
Yes.
And the belief that you need to make things hard so people don't judge you for having things easy, are you willing to destroy that?
Yes.
Whew. Okay, how's that feel?
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, this is Shiraz. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please remember to like and subscribe to our channel. And you can check out upcoming events at www.energeticmagic.com. And remember, be well, be aware, and be magical.